I'm not gonna lie, getting ghosted is probably one of the most annoying feelings, especially when you had a really good night with somebody and it's just something that's totally left field. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna explain to y'all what happened. This was about like 3, maybe 4 weeks ago, you know? Um, but yeah, so I had met this girl, right? And we went axe throwing. I got a 2-stop Uber. I went to go pick her up and then go to the axe throwing spot, right? Seeing Shorty, fine shit, like fire. I could tell she work out. First red flag for me was she knew that we was going on a date, but she pulled up in like workout clothes and I was fly. I had my chain on. I was fly. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, I like to dress up because there's not many times where I do get to dress out unless I'm going to like dance or something like that. But my dance outfit compared to like my date outfits is different. They're kind of like in the same ballpark, but I was fly and she was just like, man, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, whatever. I didn't think too much of it, but that was like a slight. I noticed that. I was like, she got like some workout outfit on, right? I'm assuming she probably just came from the gym or whatever, right? So we get to the axe throwing spot. We're talking. We're having a good time, a blast. I'm telling you, like a great time. It's like I felt like I was in high school again, and I was kicking it with like a high school crush. You know what I'm saying? We just laughing, bullshitting. We being hyper competitive. And then we was keeping score of who was hitting the middle bullseye and stuff like that. She was pretty good. I don't know if she did it before, but she smoked my shit. I ain't gonna lie, she smoked my shit. I was just like, damn, what the fuck? Like, how many times you been axe throwing, motherfucker? This ain't your first rodeo in this bitch. You lying ass. But anyway, so right. We get to another part of the segment of the day. This is later on in the night where we play pool. But we playing pool against the owner of the axe throwing place because they got a pool table there as well. So he's like, you two against me. I'm like, you really want to do that, bro? I'm trash at pool, but I'm going to talk shit because that's what I do, you know what I'm saying? Just to get people riled up, you know, sportsmanship, you know, makes it exciting, you know? So turns out this dude is fucking cracked. Like, he's over here hitting trick shots, and I'm over here holding it like this. I'm holding the pool stick like this. I don't even know how to do that whole, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how to do I don't know, right? But she's just looking at me in disappointment like this. You suck at pool, right? But anyway, long story short, we go to get drinks after, right? I get like 2 drinks. I'm sauced. I'm fried, cooked. Right? And I'm like, yo, what you want to do? You want to come back to the crib or you want to go home, right? I always give the ultimatum, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. I don't want to be like, oh, my goal is to smash, you know what I'm saying? Which, you know, ultimately that is the goal. But at the end of the day, I want the person to feel comfortable enough to do that, to have a choice. I'm not gonna be like, oh, just come to my crib, boom, 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 right? So she decides to come over. She comes over, and we start bullshitting in the house. Like, y'all see my layout? It's pretty spacious, right? And she's like, wow, it's nice. I'm like, thank you, appreciate it. And she's athletic. So somehow, some way, we get to like doing handstands and shit in the crib. Mind you, it's 2 a.m., right? 2, 3 a.m. in the morning. We over here doing cartwheels. Like, no music is playing. We just like being athletic for no reason because I guess we're just having a really good time, bro. I'm over here showing her that I dance. I'm doing flares and windmills and shit at 2. Like, I was doing it right there. Like if you were in this room, you'd probably see my legs flying in the air right there, right? And we were having a blast, right? We ended up watching some movie about like the bartending industry because she works in that industry, the nightlife, right? Red flag number 2, right? I've dated a girl that did nightlife. That didn't go well. Because I just feel like there's way too many opportunity for them to see somebody else, something else that they like. It's not about being insecure. Like, I don't care if my girl worked in the service industry, I honestly don't care. But knowing how women think, the majority of them, a lot of them is gonna be like, oh, I can do so much better. Or if they have girlfriends that are in their ear and they're not the right girlfriends and they're single friends, they'll be like, you could do so much better than him. Hence my last relationship. I feel like there was a lot of that going on, right? She was in a relationship, her girlfriends weren't, and they were outside. Okay? But anyways, right? So we was watching this movie about the service industry, right? And then she was like, "Oh, your hair is dry." And I was like, like, you want to oil it for me?" Like I was playfully saying it. And then she literally, I said, "Go to my bathroom, like over here, and go get the oil and oil my scalp." She literally did it, and I was like, "Oh, that's nice." You know what I'm saying? So I'm over here thinking I'm a king and shit. You know, it was a really good night. So she sleeps over, boo boo doo do the bang a dang. We go bang bang. You know what I'm saying? Had a blast, right? And then she leaves in the morning, right? She's like, no, we wake up in the morning and she's like, we should go to Six Flags. I'll get the car, you just get the tickets. I'm like, bet, say that. We could make that happen ASAP, no Rocky. You just let me know when you're available. I always lead with that card because I don't want to be the one that's showing too much interest because then I'm going to come off like a fiend. And I do not want that, right? So she leaves. I go about my day. She go about her day, right? I'm like, hey, she's like, I made it home. I'm like, I bet. Appreciate you. Appreciate the time. I had a blast. You know what I'm saying? Let me know when you're available. I left it at that, right? Bro, when I tell you, like, a day went by, nothing. No response, nothing, right? 2 days go by. I'm like, all right. She probably busy, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, right? Nothing, right? And then more time passes, like 4 or 5 days, right? And then she randomly hits me up on like a Monday. So at this point, I'm just like, yo, what the hell? Like, what's going on, right? Through that time, I'm like, yo, I thought we had a good time. What's going on, right? So I ain't think too much of it. I'm just like, all right, whatever, right? I try not to get too emotionally invested. I just met the chick, right? But I'm not gonna lie, I haven't had that much fun with somebody of the opposite sex that was funny in a while. You know what I'm saying? I actually had a personality because a lot of these girls can be bland. And I have a very big personality, right? And a lot of girls, especially that are my complexion, think it's corny. They want me to be like this hood nigga. I'm not that. I'm square as fuck, and I keep it a band. I am not ashamed of that, right? I'm more on the nerdy, intelligent side of shit, right? I could get down to some rap music, you know what I'm saying, but fundamentally, as a human being, I am not a shooter. that's just, you know, I'm not a hood dude. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so next week wraps around. She randomly hits me up, and this is like 6-7 days later, probably. She's like, "Oh, what you doing on?" I think it was like Tuesday or Wednesday, and I was like, "I should be free. What's up?" And mind you, I'm texting back like I don't really care, but deep down I care. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to act like, I don't really care, but I ain't gonna lie. Your boy was hurting. Like, damn, this shit happened again. So we set up the date for Tuesday. We were supposed to go karting, right? Tuesday comes around, right? And it's like we were supposed to go karting at 2. So I hit her up the day of at like 1 o'clock, and I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna start getting ready. Let me know when you want me to call the Uber so I could get a stop and then we could just go straight to the spot." And then she hit me with I lied. 2 o'clock comes around, no response, right? I'm like, okay, probably she's, doing something, right? 3 o'clock comes around, she hits me up. She's like, "Oh, my bad, I was at work, whatchamacallit, I need to get something to eat because I'm hungry." I'm like, "I bet we don't even have to go-kart. We could just get something to eat, and you probably like, we could just chill afterwards." You know what I'm saying? Trying to be accommodating. And then she's like, "What spot?" I'm like, I don't really know because I'm still like rather new to Houston, and I don't eat a lot of the things that people eat. So I was just like, "I don't know, what are you in the mood for?" She's like, "Pasta." I was like, "We go to like an Italian restaurant." And It took her an hour to decide. So I ended up choosing for her. I was like, just go to this spot here. It started with a P or some shit like that, right? So I picked a spot, and I'm like, all right, I'm getting ready. I'm already ready because I got ready at 1:30, right? 45 minutes go by, nothing. She's like, oh, I gotta take a nap or some shit like that. Like something along the lines of she's tired, right? I can understand that because she works in the bartender industry and it's a lot of hours, right? She works overnight. She was, opening that day? Opening club? One of the two, right? But she had just got off, right? Took a nap for like more than goddamn an hour or two. So I'm here waiting. And she's like, could we go another day? I'm like, I bet, no problem. I'm dressed up, I'm fly. I'm like, nah, I gotta go somewhere. Like, I'm not about to stay in the crib. I'm already in the mood to go out. So I end up go to a flex, whatever, have a good time, right? I end up hitting up another girl that I had met at a party, but just some casual, like, cool shit, right? I was like, yo, you trying to go to this spot called Quotes? Not Quotes, what was it? It was called Al something. Alto, Ultra Lounge, something, right? It was a 5 vibe, whatever. We just chopped it up, basically kicked it. I ain't do nothing with her. It was more platonic, right? So we ended up setting it up for the day after, which was Wednesday. Wednesday comes around, right? I'm like, hey, she wanted to go to the gym. She said, sorry for canceling so late on Tuesday, right? So come back. It's still Tuesday. I know it seems like I'm jumping around right now, but on Tuesday, she was like, oh, sorry for canceling. We could go to like the gym in the morning and then get something to eat tomorrow. I was like, I bet. So that's when I went to the restaurant with my other friend, the platonic one that I just mentioned, right? So Wednesday wraps around. It's 8 o'clock in the morning because this is when she want to go to the gym. I'm like, yo. I text her. I'm like, yeah. And mind you, I got home at like 3, so I'm like running off of 5 hours of sleep. But you know, I'm excited for the date. Let's do it. Hit her up at 8. I'm like, yeah. I'm about to start getting ready. Right? Just take a wild guess what happens. Just take a wild guess. 8:45 roll around. I'm like, yeah. I'm ready. Are you supposed to go to the gym at 9? Right? I said, let me just lay back down and then wake up at like 9:10. But at this moment, I already know that what the fuck is about to happen. I woke up at 9, looked at my phone, nothing, right? I said, all right, whatever. She probably overslept, whatever. She said she was tired the day before. I'm like giving her the benefit of the doubt. This is like the second fucking time in a row, right? So I go back to bed. I wake up at 12, look at my phone, nothing, right? I'm like, okay, cool. I don't think nothing of it. I start doing some of my assignments that I have from a course that I'm taking, right? 6 o'clock rolls around, nothing. 6 p.m., nothing. I'm like, okay. Now I'm getting stressed. I'm like, why? Like, what the fuck is happening right now, right? 8 o'clock rolls around, nothing. Then 10 o'clock, she hits me up. Yo, I'm so sorry. I overslept. I slept the whole day. You telling me you slept for 22 hours? I don't believe that. I'm sorry, I don't believe that. There's no way in hell somebody sleeps for 22 hours straight. Because the last message you had sent me was at like 9 the day before when we were supposed to go-karting. You got to wake up at least once to go use the bathroom, check your phone. And this is somebody that's always on their phone, right? And as soon as she texts me, I have a bad habit of checking her Instagram, right? So I checked her Instagram. She's posting statuses about like if I'm dealing with somebody, I'm all about you. Nobody else is in the picture. And I'm like, she can't be talking about me, right? But I'm like, why is she posting that? There's a reason why she's posting that. And I'm like, not that we're dating exclusively, but it's like, it's getting my brains moving. Like, there's probably more to what meets the eye, right? So again, I'm just like, don't trip. It's whatever. Just let me know when you're free. Cause that's like, but at this point, I already know she just don't like. She has very low interest in me. Even though she was the one that said, let's go on a Six Flags date. Let's do this. I had a really good time and that. She said all these things. So I'm thinking I'm in the green. Right? But no. It's like you can do all the right things, but it do not matter. You will still get ghosted, right? We ended up going on another date, but that was like probably a week or two after like the damage was done, and we scheduled a third date. And it's funny because while I was on that second date, technically, right? She was on the phone with one of her friends and was like, "Oh yeah, we were supposed to go today, but he ended up canceling." So it's like, even though I made plans with this person today, she only went with me because her friend had canceled on her so that she could be on a date with me. So she had availability, even though I made plans with her before they even had plans. So I'm just like, the respect level is not there, right? So that obviously tells me, like, I don't even need to ask this woman any questions, right? In regarding that. But I was just like, let me ask anyway. So I was like, I just flat out asked her. I said, what is your, like, do you have, like, mental room for a relationship right now, or to deal with anyone right now? Ask something like that. She was like, yeah, I do. Like, but, I'm like a hopeless romantic. I'm like, explain what that means. She said, like, I have this fairy tale love thing, Disney, whatever, right? Y'all know what a hopeless romantic is, right? And I'm like, okay. But based on the answers she's giving me, I can tell that like I'm just not the guy she wants to have the hopeless romantic relationship with, right? So I'm just like, I just take my drink, I'm sipping it, boom, 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 boom. Mind you, again, we have another great night. But this time when I ask her, hey, you gonna come back to the crib or you gonna go home? She's like, I'm gonna go home, which is fine. You have to make that choice. But I already knew what the answer was based on the energy I was getting tonight. Like, her body language is very like this, very reserved, very standoffish. Like, I felt like a dude that was asking, like, you know how you walk down the hallway and then you see a dude that's like, can I get a hug? I felt like one of them niggas the whole night when I was with her. Compared to the first time I linked her, she was like bubbly. And then a lot of her jokes the second time around were very jabby. Like, they were very like backhanded. And I'm just like, damn, she's a little sharp with her jokes today. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was me being like sensitive about the situation, just how the whole dynamic played out throughout like the 2 weeks of like getting ghosted, and then she randomly hits me up. It was just fucked up. And I just don't understand, like, why do people do that? It happens to both men and women, but like, why don't people just be like, hey, had a great time, but you're really not my type, right? Instead of letting the person wonder. You know what I'm saying? It's different. I can understand where ghosting is appropriate. Like, say if you're talking to someone who's batshit crazy and you have no choice but to like to protect yourself, I can understand ghosting in that aspect. But if someone's a genuine like good person and you know that's a good person, at least let them know, like, hey man, you're a great guy, but I'm not interested. I would have been cool with that. But I can also understand that some people will probably take offense to it and want to shoot people, right? Because I've heard the crazy stories of girls rejecting dudes and they crash out, right? I've heard of that. So I can understand that. But it's like, we've spoken enough to you get a basic sense of my character. I'm pretty chill. You know what I mean? So it's like, the fact that she could even do that and just have me wondering the whole time was just so annoying. I just hate that shit. And you know what I'm saying? And it's like, what's crazy? It's always the Johns that I like have a large interest in, like physically, that do that shit. But the girls that I just don't genuinely find like attractive, wouldn't even blink an eye at, they're the ones that want me more, right? And it's always funny that it works out that way. And I heard there was like a clip on Toxic where it was like, oh, don't get with the girl that you like, get with the one that you don't like because you will tolerate less bullshit from them or something like that. But it's like, I can understand that, but I can't date someone I'm not attracted to on some type of level. You know what I'm saying? It's just fucked up. And then it's like, this girl, and she's not the baddest chick in the world. I feel like we on the same level looks wise. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like the game is so fucked up now because like the girls that's matching my looks probably dealt with somebody that looked like Chris Brown on multiple times, so that's all they shooting for, right? So it's like an average dude like me. A lot of people will say, "Oh, you're very attractive." No one has ever said that, but you know, some of y'all on the YouTube comments will be like, "Oh yeah, you're attractive." You know what I'm saying? I think I'm average, right? I'm 5'8". I have an athletic physique. I make decent money. You know what I'm saying? But if we keep it on a looks level, I'm pretty average. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the jawline. You know, I don't have that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, people like me, when I go on Tinder, Bumble, whatever, and I mean to say this in the nicest way possible, I get matched with women that are wider than me and that I'm not attracted to. I'm keeping it a band. That are overweight, and that's not my type. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I'm over here, I'm working out, I'm here, I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense for me to get with somebody that's not, you know what I'm saying, athletic or in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, I like to do a lot of physical shit when we're on dates. Like, I'm the type that want to go on a date and go rock climbing. Or go do laser tag or paintballing, like, or go-karting. Even though go-karting is not physical, like, but it's like I want to move around instead of like go to a bar. Go to a bar and drink is like after we do that. You know what I'm saying? But we could have casual nights like that too. But I want to do stuff where we're moving around and, you know, getting active like that. You know what I'm saying? I want a girl that I could dance with, because I dance a lot in the clubs, right? And because it's just fun. And it's funny because I got a really dope opportunity as a result of doing that. I'll talk about that more later when it actually happens, because I don't want to shoot myself in the foot by mentioning it prematurely. But it's good shit. Damn. But yeah, I don't think that's too much to ask for, right? Great girl, has a head on her shoulders, is goal driven. I'm not asking you to make $1 million a year, right? If you make 60,000, 70,000, 80,000, whatever, as long as you have a goal and you're goal oriented, right? Or is working towards something, right? You could be in a rut right now, jobless, whatever. But if you have a goal, like, okay, by this time I want to have this job or this career, or whatever, right? You're a decent human being. You take care of yourself, health-wise. You're in the gym. If you do cardio, whatever, you don't gotta be in the gym, but you just take care. You do some kind of movement, something to take care of yourself, where you're not like obese. You know what I'm saying? Then that's all. And you gotta, you know, you funny and you know what I'm saying, you good vibes. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking for an India Love, a Tiana Taylor. I'm not asking for that. A SZA. I'm not asking for that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, from the experiences that I've had, I've literally had like one of my friends that's pretty cool, but I'm not physically attracted to, confess her feelings to me. She's like, you know, I have like a little crush on you. And I'm just like, I'm flattered. Thank you so much. But I'm not interested. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool. I kept it cool. She's a dancer as well. Dope-ass dancer. She will smoke me in a battle, right? But I'm just not physically attracted to her. And it's great personality, but it's like, I'm not going to sit here and lie like everyone doesn't like need to be physically attracted to somebody, right? You know what I'm saying? Before they make a decision. The physical attraction is what makes you even want to pursue something in the first place, right? At least for me. A lot of people's gonna be like, "Oh, it's personality first." That's bullshit. That's super rare. I've yet to meet that person where it's just straight personality, right? Because if that was the case, I'd be married by now. Not saying I'm the perfect specimen, but I have a pretty awesome personality. One of my friends had said something the other day. He's like, "Bro, you have a really big personality and it could scare girls off sometimes." And I'm just like, "What does that mean?" He's just like, "You're like goofy and like a ball of energy." I'm like, "What's wrong with that? Kevin Hart does it. Chris Brown does it." He's literally like, Chris Brown's a goofball. If you watch him in his interviews, he's like a goofball, right? I'm not talking about the situation. Y'all know what situation I'm talking about. I'm just talking about when he's like when he's in his happy place, he's a goofball, right? We look at people like, who else? Any comedian, right, that has a wife. Dwayne Rock Johnson, another one, goofball, right? Has a sense of humor, right? Tom Holland sometimes as well. Yeah, just like I don't understand that claim, but I honestly think it just came down to just being a guy. Like, she was probably bored that day. She came out. We had a really good time. She was with it, and that was it, right? And my therapist had told me something that kind of stuck with me. He was like, just because you got a first date with somebody doesn't entitle them to like a second date. You know what I'm saying? So you getting ghosted, although it's fucked up, and you guys had a really good time based on what you told me, it's best for you not to even expect that. But it's like, damn, why the fuck do I have to think like that though? You know what I'm saying? And that's how you create situations where it's like we have this divide between men and women where women think that niggas ain't shit and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's a never-ending loop. It's a never-ending loop because of something as simple as communicating, right? And then the funny thing is, I asked her today because I was just curious, right? I was just like, yo, we had a really good time. Like, what's going on? Like, are you not interested? Did I do something to turn you off? And she simply just said like, oh, there's a lot going on right now. And that she's dealing with a lot of stuff. And I'm like, okay, that's fair. And she like apologized for it. But it's like, now I feel like she's only, like if we were to go on a date again, I feel like she would be fucking with me only out of pity and like, oh yeah, he's a nice guy. Like that kind of relationship. And I don't want that. Like I want someone to genuinely be like interested in pursuing something. And I ain't gonna lie. It may be something that's unattainable for me. You know what I'm saying? I've had situations in the past where, you know, I've had great relationships, but you know, when I was younger, I fucked it up. But it's okay. I was like 18. Like, come on, all right? Yeah. I can only think of like one that I fucked up. Honestly, yeah. She was great. But in 2025, trying to navigate and try to keep the love dream alive, I don't know what it is, man. The ghosting is bad, bro. And then it's like when you get on these dating apps, even girls who's like looks wise on your level, they shoot for the top 1% as well. So they be moving like they're fucking the queen of, they're like Beyonce. And I'm like, sis, we are on the same level. And then some of them that are not on the same level, they're like a stoop lower. And I'm not trying to be egotistical. You girls can relate to this too. They be like, he ain't really my type, but I tried him because he's nice. You know what I'm saying? And then when that dude that really isn't on your level cheats on you, you like, I can't believe this nigga. I can't believe this dude. He got some nerve. And you guys have so much resentment. It's because it's like you stoop down on your looks. You compromised, right, looks-wise, to find something more, in hopes to find something more stable, because you're so used to dealing with jocks and athletes that look a certain way, and they got a plethora of options. You got Joe Schmo over here who looks a little bit more average, or under your looks match, right? And he cheats on you. So now you got resentment because it's like, damn, you got some nerve to do that after I done reduced my spectrum for you, and you do this. Am I right or wrong? Don't lie in the comments now. I know y'all gonna cap. Don't lie. Okay? We don't lie. I have a lot of girlfriends, and they be telling me. Okay? But anyways, it just makes it hard for an average Joe Schmo like myself. And I don't think I'm average, especially like because of what I do on the internet, what I've done on the internet, and I have a reputation. I dance. I have my own situation. Just I've done a lot of cool shit. You know what I mean? For someone my age. So I think I'm like slightly above average. We're talking about like the whole package. Yeah. So I'm having a difficult time in this dating scene. And it's like, damn. Everything could go right, but even then, nothing is guaranteed, right? So it just makes me like think like, I ain't gonna lie, more and more time that comes, I just become more and more okay. Well, I don't become okay with it, but I just like entertain the reality like, yep, this about to be it. I'm about to be at the club till probably like 35, dancing. Then I'm gonna have to find another hobby like pickleball or some shit just to keep myself, socializing so I don't like isolate myself again. Because I've been doing really well with the socializing, especially being from New York and moved to Houston. The club has been my spot because there's a lot of dancers here, so I could relate to a lot of them. And it's not simply to go there and just talk to shorties. When I go to the club, I probably talk to like, I lied. I haven't talked to any shorty. I haven't hit on any shorties in the club at all. Not one. Since I've moved here. Yep, not one. I've literally come there, and I will be like, the most I'll do is be like, hey, can I get your Instagram? I think you're dope. Let me know when you go out to an event so I could go turn up with y'all. That's it. I make friends. You know what I'm saying? And that might be a problem, too, that I'm not actively shooting my shot in public. But it's like, bro, after you done get rejected so many times by the opposite sex, you just don't really have the confidence to shoot the shot. It's like when you playing basketball and you're the only one open, they pass the ball to you, but instead of shooting it, you pass it to another teammate because it's like, I don't think I'm going to make this shot. I'd rather pass it to somebody, they got a better chance of making this shit for me than to miss it. They rebound it, and then the other team gets the ball. You know what I'm saying? I just like, here, take the fucking shit. They be like, take the shot. I'm like, I don't know. I can't. Nigga, I can't shoot. Why the fuck would I take the shot if I can't shoot? The confidence is not there. Now, if you tell me hit a backflip in this bitch, oh yeah, I'm going to hit that motherfucker because I'm confident in knowing that I'm going to land it. You know what I'm saying? As a byproduct of landing it like 9 times, 10 out of 10 times at this point. I land it every time. I do that shit with my eyes closed. You tell me hit a backflip, I'm hitting it on command. You know what I'm saying? If you tell me shoot, somebody catch that ball because I ain't shooting that shit. I could be right under the rim. I will take your time. I will miss a layup. I don't know how many times I played basketball within the last 5 years, but every time it was time for me to hit an open shot that was clear as day, folks was like, face palm themselves because they like, damn, this dude missed an open layup, bro. And I'm right under the rim. Nobody's blocking me. I blocked myself. Tough. How I do that? Right? So when people be like, when I be out with my friends, some of my guy friends, they be like, yo, you see that right there? Fine shit. Who you gonna holler at? He'd be like, I dare you to get a number right now. I'll be like, I'm super good. Like, I'm good. Right? And this is my mind. I always tell my friends this. I said, unless a girl is like literally throwing it on me, I am not hollering at shit. I can't take it. I'm sorry. I can't. And then have to walk around like, oh shit, well, now I'm awkward. I'm like, okay, well, I just got rejected. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's not that deep, I know like she's looking at me now, and she probably gonna talk to her friends about it. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's not that deep, I know, but I internalize it that way. I don't know why, but I just do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, anytime my friends be like, "Oh yeah, you see that fine shit?" I'm like, "I'm good. You go ahead and hit that. Let me know. Let me know how that goes." Right? I have a lot of girlfriends that are like fine as hell, and then whenever my guy friends come around, they be like, "Yo, that's your girlfriend?" I'm like, "Nah, that's the homie." Like they be so confused. They like, "Are you gay?" I'm like, "No, I'm not gay." I just, I just don't. I don't shoot, bro. I don't shoot. I don't shoot. Right? And a lot of people in the comments is gonna be like, "Oh, it's game, bro." It's not game, bro. Girls know within the first 5 seconds if they're gonna fuck with you or not based on the way you look. That's just a fact. And I know for some girls I ain't got it. I know the girls I could talk to and hit and like for sure score. I would hope that I can score. Cause sometimes the ones that be on your level, again, they dealt with a Trey Songz looking dude or somebody that's 6'3" a couple of times, so now they think like they on that level. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. It's the same for dudes, right? Dudes dealt with probably a dime piece a couple of times in their life, so now they think like, oh yeah, they can't get nothing but a dime piece. Like that's all they shooting for, right? I've done it sometimes myself, not gonna lie, right? My friend has literally told me, bro, you're shooting too high, bro. She's out of your league. I'm like, you're right. You know, sometimes it don't hurt to try. You know what I'm saying? And it's like me asking shouldn't alter our friendship. You know what I'm saying? I've literally had a situation with like one of my friends where I was just like, I ain't gonna lie, you a cool vibe, you know what I'm saying? Wanna go on a date? She said no, and I was like, all right, cool, appreciate you. Hopefully this don't make nothing weird. Let's keep having a good vibe though. And literally to this day, we cool, right? Fine as hell. I ain't taking none to it, you know what I'm saying? I probably had an extra shot after that response, but it's okay, we good. You know what I'm saying? But I say this to say, I don't know what the hell's going on with this dating shit right now. Shit's terrible, right? I'm having a hard time. And I'm losing hope, right? And I know one of my friends is probably gonna watch this video and be like, God damn it, I thought you was off the shit. Listen here. If you can have a girlfriend, I should be able to get one too, okay? I want to experience that type of love. You know what I'm saying? Right? It's funny because when I do attract like a certain female, at least in the spaces that I'm in, they're usually like super ghetto or like they have like some kind of like trauma that is like everyone has trauma, but there's like trauma where it's like, oh my God, wow. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that might be the best that I could do, honestly. Like, real shit. That might just be the best that I can do right now in this situation. Because anytime that I try to focus on someone that's like career oriented, has the whole setup, right? It's just like, nah, I'm good. You're a good friend though. I'm like, shit. Okay, all good. So it's like, for someone, when someone doesn't have that many options, whatever is after a while, whatever is thrown at them, they're gonna entertain it, right? I can't be picky. There's nothing to pick from but one. Like that's what people don't understand. Like I'm not Chris Brown. I don't have 10 people that I could choose from and be hyper selective. They'd be like, man, you're just choosing the wrong woman. It's not my fault. That's the only choice I got half the time. So it's either that or nothing at all. So 9 times out of 10 of the time, I usually choose a situation that's not ideal, that's like fucking alarming red flags just to experience some kind of love here and there. You know what I'm saying? And I realize that about myself. You know what I'm saying? That's just me being honest. I know that I do that. And I call my friends, I'll be like, yo, you can't believe what the fuck this motherfucker did. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker still got her ex in the picture. Damn. I can't get a John without the ex in the picture? True story, by the way. I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? So, when people who are, how do I say this without sounding like a, You know what? Scratch that thought. But yeah, when I try to explain to my friends like my dating situation, 98% of the time they don't understand it because they're not in my shoes. They don't look the way I look. And that literally is like 90% of the game. Like, you could have one person who's very attractive and another person that looks like Shrek say the same, could go to the same girl and say the same thing, and they will both have different responses, right? Because one is attractive and one is not attractive. Well, Shrek, right? And then people will be like, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. That's bullshit. There is a standard and shit. Bless me 2 times, right? There's a standard, a universal standard, right? That's usually what people aim for, right? A lot of people's gonna disagree and be like, oh yeah, you just gotta hold your frame. You gotta do masculine frame. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta spit game to her, man. You was acting too needy. I was not acting needy. Me asking, yo, are we still going on a date is not being needy. That's like, hey, communicate. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it was somebody she was genuinely interested in, she would have probably asked me that. Like, we still going? She didn't ask me that one time, right? She didn't even apologize for any of the shit that the spaces in between where we were supposed to go out. She just said sorry, and then I asked her, "What you doing for the rest of the night?" She said, "I'm going out with my friend." Slap in the fucking face. You can't go out with me, but you could go out with your friend afterwards. I look like a dickhead. That's ultimate disrespect. That's a sign that someone doesn't respect you, right? And I'm just like, I know how to. I'm over here. Like, it's just she's not that interested. That literally just told me that she's not interested. You know what I mean? Sometimes what people don't do tells you their interest level as well, right? If they take forever to text back, 9 times out of 10 is because they don't have that much interest in you, right? I'm not saying text all times of the day, but if it's like 24 hours, no text, and while we're on a date, you're always on your phone, all of a sudden you don't use your phone, like what the fuck? That just doesn't make sense, you know what I'm saying? And it happened multiple times. It's just like, I'm tired of dealing with situations like that, and then instead of taking accountability for the situation, a lot of women would be like, oh, we don't need to text all day, this, that, and the third. And it's like, it's not about texting all day. It's not about that. It's just like, no one does not use, everyone has their phone on them. Even I, someone that doesn't use their phone all the time, I'm always like this. I'm always just checking probably like a good 20 times per hour just to check if I get a notification, because I don't have my notifications on, right? I got to literally open my phone and boom, 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 you know what I'm saying? See what's going on, right? You telling me out of 7 hours you didn't check your phone one time? That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I'm not jacking that. And for anyone that jacks that, they're lying. They're lying. There's no way. Especially if you know you had a date that day. If you were not interested, just say that. It's that simple. You would save someone so much heartache. It is just that simple. Communicate. I promise you, I'm not gonna die under a bridge because you said you weren't interested in talking with me. If anything, it'll give me more time. It'll give me clarity. Okay, you don't want to talk to me? Next. Spare me time. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I would appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, cool, you a cool vibe, though. If you just want to hang out and do stupid shit, we could. Literally. Like, I'll turn her into a friend. If she's open to that. That's the same thing I did with the girl that is my friend, and I told her I'm interested in her, and I would like to take her out. She said no, and it was cool. We still do friend shit. Had a picnic the other day with her other friends, right? I don't give a fuck. Just be honest. Communicate. That's all. That's all I ask for. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, something as simple as that. You think like everybody would do some shit like that, but it's like, nah, instead of like keeping it a buck, because everyone, I don't know what it is, everyone these days is like, oh, I'm going to keep it real, I'm going to keep it a band, I'm going to keep it blunt. But when it comes time to keep it a band and keep it blunt, you missed the opportunity. It's like that shit goes, you rather ghost and not say nothing and then come up with some fantasy of an excuse than be like, hey, I'm simply not interested in you. You know what I'm saying? It's wild to me. It's wild to me. And it's like, we're old. I'm 27. We're older, man. I would expect some shit like that from a 13-year-old or something. You know what I mean? You 27 moving like that? Come on, man. It's the least that you could do. But that also shows us a respect level, too. But yeah, y'all let me know if y'all experienced that. It could be, I want both perspectives, women, men, because I know both sides experience this stuff. But yeah, and y'all let me know like how dating has been for you, and if you like these kind of videos as well. Yeah, that was an experience that I've had rather this past month. June is July 2nd right now, but yeah, that's my experience. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, I'ma holla at y'all.